Ay, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon, I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I'm not going to assume your gender.
What the fuck is that? Pennywise is on disability or something?
How insensitive of you to point that out.
You don't have the privilege to go to work?
I'm a disabled American, and you think I can get up and go to work? I don't have that privilege.
I'm gonna throw up.
I can imagine the ugly things that go through your mind and the thoughts. I wouldn't want to live in your head for 1 minute.
Go fuck yourself.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Ooh, welcome everyone to episode 3060 dose of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you be.
It's the fucking Catalina.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to everyone that's watching on Rumble. How we doing? Rumble.com/The Daily Swole. And of course, go to thedailyswole.com and check out all the links for everywhere you can catch the podcast. Available everywhere you like to bang your eye holes and ear holes. Go on over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review. It helps tremendously. We are posting new episodes every single day, so make sure that you check it out. Plus, every Friday we have a bonus overtime segment for members. This past week, the best earworm in, I don't know, maybe ever. Mama Swolio just can't get out of her head, and she fucking hates every moment of it. I love it. It's great. Aww. Do you want to touch my pee-pee? There's nothing like it. Nothing like overtime. Nothing like the brand new Drive Mall Gaining. Anyway, check it out. It's available now inside Swole TV for members. Join us, SwoleNormousX.com. We got the app coming soon, so don't nobody go nowhere. It is absolutely going to be lit. Should be getting some more updates today on some of the things we're trying to tweak on it. Very excited for that. Join us and get access to all the programs, yoga, meditation, so much more, masterclasses, and plus, once the app comes out, we are going to be putting out so much more content. Absolutely on fire. So today we got some awesome Swole fan posts. We have some responses for the accountability text that gets sent out every single Sunday, and brand new releases. We'll take some questions. So drop in the comments, what are you smashing today? Let's get into it. Let's get into some of those Swole fan responses to the accountability post. Brian says, pillar number 2 is what I'm working on. I've really let my nutrition go the past week and have eaten a bunch of garbage, particularly sweets. My focus this week is to rewatch the information on the elimination diet and focus on eating good quality proteins and whole fruits. You know what to do. You know what to do. I don't know how people let their nutrition go. Just eat the right things. Meat and fruit. You get everything you need. You get your salt, you get your fat, and you get your sweet. Meat and fruit. Meat and fruit. Focus on meat and fruit, and it's the best way to do. It's the best way to go. Best way to eat. Meat and fruit. Boom. All right, Eric, I have a competition in 33 days, need to cut 13 pounds, starting off on a fast and making better food choices to achieve my goal. I don't know what this means in terms of a competition. 13 pounds in a month. That's a lot of water weight. That's a lot. Not really a good amount to lose in that time, but it's definitely possible. But in terms of performance, I don't know what a competition means, but understand that when you do rapid weight loss, a lot of it's water weight, and you need to make sure you hydrate, electrolytes, but understand that performance can suffer when you try to drop weight too quickly. So not sure as to the context of the competition, but we wish you the best. Jaron says, have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition this weekend coming up. We'll train Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Jiu-Jitsu calisthenics to stay mobile Tuesday and Thursday, and maybe some sandbag training in there too somewhere. All right, very nice. Yes, there is a Swole card today. The Swole card is SwoleFam. So hashtag SwoleFam in the comments, as we often do on Mondays. Hashtag SwoleFam for a chance to win today's Swole card. Mark says, I'm going to continue to focus on not giving attention to those that don't need it. I have cut so many people off as I've continued to grow older throughout the years, and people that I thought were my friends who were there when they needed me, but when the shoe was on the other foot, they were nowhere to be found. Eve is joining the family. I'm not sure if that's what was meant to say. I focused more on community and had to make some tough decisions as to who I wanted to keep in my existing circle. Once I really started to see people's intentions, my circle started to grow smaller and smaller. I'm more mindful on who I give my attention to, and continue to do this by implementing critical awareness of my surroundings. I've been called out and name called for letting people go, and frankly, it was for the best. If this makes it onto the show, I just want people to know that it's better to have a small group of friends that you can trust and rely on, as those will have your back no matter what, than having a large group who are all ready to stab you in the back and take advantage of you the first chance they get. This is just, they're not your friends. So a lot of people have quantity, and they think anyone that's hanging out with people every night, you know those people where it's like every night they seem to have 1,000 friends and that they're always spending time with people. They're very unfulfilled usually. They're really unfulfilled. They're not really developing themselves as an individual. They're very codependent people. I really do think that the healthiest people usually have smaller circles. Doesn't mean you don't know a lot of people, but you definitely want to keep your circle small. And you want to have a real, because you can only be really close with a few people, but often the most secure people have the smallest circles and the greatest or the most fine filter for who gets into those circles. And that's your community and that's your environment. I'm one of those people, and quality is better than quantity. And if you are fulfilled as an individual, you have purpose, and you know what you're doing for the right reasons, and they're your reasons, and you continue to grow and develop as an individual, you don't need a lot of people. I'm not saying you don't need people, but you don't need a lot. And a lot of times people try to fill a void by just outsourcing and being codependent with large groups of people, or always doing something and filling up their schedule. Whereas that's what you kind of do when you're younger and you haven't found your purpose yet. So that's why a lot of people do that. They don't really have purpose, so they just fill up time to be busy. And when something stops and there's nothing going on, oh my God, there's nothing going on, let's do something. I want to do something. When you get older, when you get more mature, when you find your purpose, it's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. People going out clubbing and always trying to fill up their schedule completely are usually those that have the most work to do. Melissa, hi Papa. I'm focusing on being consistently consistent. Maintaining that focus has helped me stay on track with the rest of the pillars and make gains each week and get better and better no matter what happens in life. As always, thank you for your endless work in the fam. Melissa, good stuff. Being consistent. Sheena says, after feeling the burn from your response to Saturday's question, I realized it was exactly the kick in the pants I needed. I've been in a funk the last few weeks, and you were 100% right. I was avoiding the things I didn't want to do and lying to myself that I was forgetting. So this week, I'll be focusing on consistency in pretty much everything: nutrition, training, work deadlines, etc. I will continue to make my to-do list every morning and refer back to it at least 4 times a day. I am going to incorporate a few 5-minute sessions of brain gains to keep myself focused. I'll start my morning off with a session, and then a lunchtime session, a post-workday session, and maybe even a pre-bedtime session to wind down. I'm so glad I wrote that response instead of a sunshine and roses bullshit response, and maybe look at the past few weeks in a different perspective and see the truth of what I was doing. Thank you for calling me out on my bullshit. Well, I'm glad. Aww. I'm glad you see it that way, and that's the way it was intended. But also, I don't want you to overload yourself with brain gains in the sense of doing it 4 times in a day. So the problem, filling up your day with more of it isn't really the answer, because it is using up more of your time, and it's going to use up more of your brain space. To build a habit doesn't go from 0 to practicing 5 minutes of brain gains 4 times a day. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I'm not saying you can't, and I'm not saying anything of the sort, but I don't really know about, referring back to your to-do list 4 times a day. I don't know if that's really the answer. But I just don't want to say is, what I want you to realize is the frequency of brain gains. It's about the consistency. It's not about doing it 4 times a day. It's about setting an intent and being successful 1 time a day. I really just want you to do it 1 time a day. Maybe you do it at lunch. Maybe you don't do it first thing in the morning. Maybe you have your to-do list for the day first thing in the morning. Actually, I think that's a good thing to do at night. You write down the list of things you want to do first thing tomorrow, like priorities. That way you can do a brain dump. Maybe it'll help you sleep better at night. Or if you want to do it first thing in the morning, fine. That could be a journaling habit. And then just do it once a day. Just be consistent once a day. You don't have to do it 4 times a day. Start with once a day. Be successful at that. And if you add another one, cool. But make sure that your target is 1 a day, because if your target is 4 times a day or 3 times a day and you do it twice, oh man, I couldn't get 3. And you start getting anxious and bummed out because you didn't do it 5 times a day. That's not the goal. The volume isn't the goal. The consistency is the goal. So setting a habit is about being consistent and setting yourself up for success. Trying to do it 3 or 4 times a day, a few a day, set the goal of 1. 1 is going to make you successful. So anything else is a bonus. I'm not saying you can't do 2 or 3, but 1 has to be, that's your goal. Anything more than that is just bonus. but one makes you successful because you're just going to add more anxiety to your day trying to fit in a new habit. Trust me, this is why people do things for 2 or 3 days and then stop, because it's not maintainable. So you're not going to be able to do that every day. Do it once. Anything else is a bonus. If you have 5 minutes, you want to do a little, you could do a longer one once a day, fine, but do it once a day. Do it 10 minutes sometimes. Like start with 5 minutes every day and then do 10 minutes once a day. If you want to do it 10 minutes and then you have lunch, you're like, I feel like meditating. Cool. Then do another 5 minutes, but just do it once. Just do it once. Good stuff. Okay, Sydney says, consistency. I struggle with thinking that if I don't do it perfectly, that's not worth doing. I will follow my training program day by day rather than looking at the long, drawn-out process of achieving my goals. I just need to do my best every day, and the consistency will get me to my goals. Yes and no. Your best is your opinion, and your best is how you feel about it. So you have to track these things. Doing the right things every day doing the right things every day that's towards your goals. Doing your best doesn't get you to your goals. Doing the things required gets you to your goals. And you want to do those things required at your best to optimize your progress. Understand? So doing your best doesn't mean that you're doing the right things or putting in more effort. People associate their best with doing more or harder. And that's not necessarily what it takes to get to a specific goal, right? So don't think about the long-term goals, work backwards, right? You want to build muscle and strength. What do you need to do every day? Stay on a program, recover properly, make improvements with your reps and with your weight. This is going to objectively do your best when you train, but seeing the numbers go up, you might feel kind of like meh during a workout, but your numbers might be going up. Your strength, you might be making improvements, but you don't feel great or you don't feel like you're doing it. People get wrapped up in how they feel, and it's not about how you feel. It's about what you did, and are you objectively doing the right things? So get back into the logic and the objective, and that's going to take you to the homeland. And consistency is always a thing. And the whole idea they're going to do it perfectly, there's no such thing as perfect. I'm kind of tired of talking about perfection. This is just you getting out of your own head and using that as an excuse to not execute. People think that if they're not going to have the perfect situation, that they don't start. I'm not starting because it's not perfect today. I'm not going to do it today because I want to have X, Y, and Z and I want to start on a Monday. I'm going to start here when I can. People they use that as an excuse to procrastinate and not start. Understand that this idea of perfection is allowing you and giving you the excuse to procrastinate. So again, read the book War of Art. It's fantastic. It goes into it in depth, but that's really all it is. This idea that you're going to have anything perfect, it doesn't exist. It also doesn't excuse putting in half-assed effort. Well, done is better than perfect. And I hate that fucking phrase too, progress, not perfection. I understand it and I like it, but I hate it at the same time. Because again, people use this progress, not perfection, as an excuse to not do better and to do more when they can. So as long as you understand that both ends of the spectrum there. So yes, progress, not perfection. But again, that doesn't mean that you don't put in that extra effort. So I just, like, all these slogans give people an in or an out or an excuse. Like, done is better than perfect. Yes, I like that quote. I've said it before, and we've done swole cards. Done is better than perfect. But again, done is better than perfect also gives an excuse for just half-assed because it's done. Not always, right? The half-ass doesn't make it just, it's done. Oh, just put some duct tape on it. Well, that might not be it's done, but it's done really half-assed and garbage. It's not even close to perfect. It's done, but it's also garbage. That can make things worse in the long term. And actually, just because it's done doesn't mean it's actually done well. So done, progress, not perfection. I don't like that because it's phrased wrong. Progress is the only thing that you can work towards. There's no such thing as perfection. So it can't be progress, not perfection. There is no perfection. So it's just progress. Make progress and make the most progress that you can. Put yourself in the best position to be successful and make the most progress today, tomorrow, and the next day. Just forget the word perfection. It doesn't exist. Just like motivation, it doesn't exist. So forget the perfect. Don't even use that term. There is none, right? So you struggle with thinking that's like a struggle with thinking that if I don't do it perfectly, it's not worth doing. That's just a bullshit excuse to not do it at all. You know that that's not true, but if you pretend like that's the case, then you can justify not doing it. Right? So you've heard like practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if you use the term perfect, in other words, the quality of your practice. So using the term or the concept of perfect, in other words, practice doesn't make you better. Quality practice makes you better. I'm going to practice playing the piano. Dun, 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 dun. Like technically I'm practicing, I'm just doing a shitty job. Practicing properly, practicing with good intent, practicing with effort to make progress, practicing to improve skills systematically and progressively, that will make you make progress. Okay, let's get into some questions. Drop your questions in the comments, hashtag AskPapaSwolio. You can also go to askpapaswolio.com and call into the show. AskPapaswolio.com. You can call into the show anytime, and we'll feature you in an upcoming episode. Please also, if you're watching on Rumble, hit the like button. It helps tremendously. There's always so many more people that watch than hit the thumbs up button. And to be honest, for the life of me, I have no fucking idea why. You're only going to get more notifications. You support the show. I don't care if you're a member. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to join. Like, it's free to just hit that little thing that has thumbs up. I don't know why people don't do it. If I watch a show or a live stream and I'm watching a podcast, I always hit the thumbs up button because it supports the show. And then I'll get notified or I'll see it on my list when I open up the app more readily. And it only helps. So I don't know why people don't do it. It's like, no, I don't want anyone to know. Trust me, the apps know that you're watching it for an hour and a half. I just don't. And we get no benefit from it. So if you enjoy the show and you want it to continue, I don't know why I have to ask. Just once in a while, I'm not trying to beg, but it just always baffles me when I reload. I just say hit the thumbs up button. But if you have like 10% of the people watching, it's like we do this for an hour and a half and the numbers will stay consistent the entire time. You obviously like it. I don't think people are hate watching for an hour and a half every day. So participate. You don't have to talk. You don't have to comment. You don't have to win a swole card. Whatever it is. Takes 2 seconds. Super simple. All right, questions. If you have a live question, hashtag ask.
What's in the box?
Andre Portelarb. Papa Swolio, beef or chicken? Beef. I don't eat vegetables often, but when I do, I eat chicken. Mori Akub. 241105. What's the best way to work out from home? Lift fucking weights? The best way? Do yoga? Buy weights? Buy weights, bands? Tio Campus. Papa Swolio, what do you think of low carb diet and 16/8 intermittent fasting? God fucking damn it.
Matt Damon.
I don't believe in the low carb stuff. I think meat and fruit is what people should focus on. Quality meats, quality animal products, focus on protein and fat, fill in the gaps with fruit. 16/8 intermittent fasting doesn't matter. You could do fasting. You have a lot of fat to lose. You have major issues or autoimmune issues. Fasting can be beneficial. You don't have to do 24 or 48. This is kind of a gimmick. It's fine. It's good for you. It's not bad for you. Is it the be all end all? Not if you're trying to build maximum muscle. Depends on what you're trying to accomplish, but not eating for 8 hours. Like 16/8 is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. The 16/8 stuff is stupid. You know why? That's 24 hours. How long should you sleep for? 8 hours.
Matt Damon.
All right. 16/8 is the stupidest fucking thing ever. In other words, you can wake up and eat nonstop all day long, eat for 16 straight fucking hours. From the moment you wake up, just don't stop eating all day and then go to sleep for 8 hours. And that's 16/8. So you tell me how it fucking works. You tell me. The only way it makes sense is if you do like literally one meal a day, right? An 18-6 or a 24. Like if you're going to fast, then fast for a day. I'm just saying, like people that fast, you might not sleep as well. Some people work better and some people do better with some of these things. Some people love fasting. They love going 24 hours. They feel great. They sleep fine, and it could be an improvement. We all know that some people do better with certain things. Some people do better with certain foods. Some people do better with certain amounts and certain types of training and certain recovery periods. Some people like to sleep on an empty stomach and not eat all day. I've done that stuff. I feel so much better when I eat first thing. I eat lighter in the evening and give a few hours for bed. I feel better. I'm lifting heavy. I feel great. I'm consistent. I'm making progress. So I'm not going to go back to like the fasting. I don't eat necessarily first thing when I wake up. I have my protein shake with electrolytes and creatine and glutamine and my water. Mama Soya made some food an hour or so ago. I had some eggs and some grass-fed sausage and some orange juice. Like I feel great. I don't need to, I've tried that before where I don't eat into the afternoon. Not a big fan. I could do it. I have done it. I don't always eat breakfast. So that's what I think. 16-8 is just not eating while you're sleeping. So you go to sleep at 10 o'clock, you wake up at 6. You know what 18 hours is? 18 hours is from 6 a.m. What is it? So yeah. So it's like you're eating from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's an 18-6. You tell me. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? What do you think of an 18-6? Yeah, I think of don't eat while you sleep. You're eating from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's technically a 16-8. What the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? Unstoppable. Thoughts on daylight lamps for people that wake up before the sun? I don't know about that. I don't have any thoughts on that. That wake up before the sun. Do you mean you live in a climate? Like, do you live in one of those areas where the sun doesn't rise some days, like Alaska or something? I don't think that you need to do that. You just need to get the sunrise sun on your eyes. You want to get those early wavelengths in the morning, if you can. You want to get sun as soon as you get up. I don't have any thoughts on that because it just might throw you off for the evening. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not really sure. I've never tried it. I don't really have any thoughts, to be honest. Dom KNT. Papa Swole, do you know any exercise for shoulder pain or even relieve it? Rotator cuff. I know many. We have a shoulder awareness program inside Swolenormous X. Master classes. Lots of upper body and shoulder yoga flows and stuff like that. So I know many exercises. Just listing them off here doesn't really help you, but you want to work all those posterior muscles, infraspinatus, middle and lower traps. There's floor cobras, there's prone presses, there's Y raises. There's a lot of great exercise, but it really depends on what's going on with your shoulder. Shoulder pain is very vague, but probably it's some sort of imbalance and internal rotation and maybe elevation and protraction. So usually people need to do dead hangs and activate their middle and lower traps and their posterior rotator cuff and external rotations and stuff like that. Cupcakes don't kill. I'm going on an annual motorcycle camping next week for 5 days. Need to pack light and food will be not great up there. I am not going to be partaking in the crappy stuff the campsite will have. That's not a question. Do you have any camping friendly suggestions for food? I've been searching and just want to make sure I stay hydrated and get my protein. Might end up losing weight from eating less. Well, you could bring food. 5 days, you could bring steaks. Like, are you going to grill? You can have frozen steaks and pack them in like a, just saying, here's what you can do. Like an annual motorcycle camping. So what are you doing? Are you is someone driving a truck? Are you towing your bikes to a place and then riding around there and you're going to have like a camper? Or are you just packing whatever you can fit on your bike? Do Do you have saddlebags? Do you have like a back trunk? Like, what's your riding your Harley up there, or what's your storage situation? So what I would do when I'm traveling, if you're going to grill food, have your steaks frozen and put them in one of those cold hot bags that you can get from like Walmart or the supermarket, and they'll stay frozen. So 5 days, if you wrap them, not that you have to, like, if you pack the steaks tightly, then, and you don't have to do this with all your food. You can have some stuff that's ready to make. You have a sissy bar and a giant backpack. Oh, do you have any, you don't have saddlebags? So, well, steaks are small, like, anyway. So if you pack them together, they're gonna, and you put them in, you know, those cold and hot, like those like soft bags or like a soft cooler or whatever, they'll stay cold and frozen for like a day or two, right? Or at least cold. So you can make, like Key Benson says, you can make jerky or bring jerky for the trip. That way you're eating, and you could bring a bunch of steak. Because remember, if you cook steak, it doesn't go bad. Like if you have a container, you can cook it. You can cook a couple steaks and it'll stay good for a day or two. Like it doesn't have to be refrigerated right away. But if you freeze the steaks, it'll take a day or two to thaw. If you pack them right, if you pack them in one that the insulation, so you can pack like 5, 6, right? You could pack like, for example, you can pack like whatever steaks for like 5 or 6 days or whatever it is. And then the first day you get there, you can thaw and take 1 or 2 out, and then you can cook 1 or 2 and then you can eat it for 24 hours, right? You can just leave it out in a container. It's not going to go bad. You're just going to eat it. And the next morning you might have food. If there's someplace local, I don't know what you're bringing to cook, because if there's someplace you're going camping that's local on the way, you could buy something. You could buy eggs. Eggs don't need to be refrigerated. I don't know if there's somewhere local, like a farmer's market. I'm just throwing stuff out there now. So you can I would make some food. That way you can bring it and have it ready, and that'll take you for a day. And the frozen stuff you can cook. It'll take you through for a couple days, but jerky's great. What else stays pretty good? That's what I would do. That's what I would do. That's what I used to do when I traveled, when I flew and I was going to be in a hotel. I would cook beef, like my patties or whatever, and then I would freeze them. So they were cold when I get there, and they would like thaw. Even if I didn't have a fridge sometimes, they would thaw over the couple days. So it's kind of like refrigeration. Yeah, jerky. Yeah, apples, fruit. Maybe some like raw honey, like container of honey, like simple carbohydrates. Dates are good for carbs. Dates are really good. Like some organic dates. But jerky's great. Bone broth. But sometimes like chicken can keep if you cook it. That's what I'd recommend. That's what I'd recommend for the camping. You know, focus on you want protein and fat, and then apples and like fruit. You know, apples keep, bananas might go bad quickly. But apples are good. Well, how are you going to, yeah, dates are great for carbs. Just meat and fruit. And remember, if you have like the steaks or the protein satisfying, if there's fat on the steak, what you can also do is, if it's not all steak, you can also have like, if you bring like packets of beef, you can also make patties and put them on the grill. You just got to wash your hands, which like in the woods, the fat. I'm just saying, you can, some ideas, but a great way to do these kinds of things if you don't have a cooler, or I know you don't naturally have that with your sissy bar, but some of the, Harleys have like an adapter, like a plug-in, like a 12 volt or something. You could have like a portable cooler. And, while you're riding your bike, you don't want to necessarily leave it on there because it might drain the battery when it's off, but you can plug it in, but depends on if you have, the new Harleys, or you have like an electric glide or something like that. I always like the street glides. If I bought a bike, every time I've rented one, I always opt for the street glide. Got to go on a motorcycle trip again soon. I've stayed away from riding because if I do, I'm going to want to buy one. So I'm like, I don't want to spend the money on I don't want to buy a bike. So it's like, I've like stayed away from renting one in the last few years because I'm just going to want to buy one. I have other things I want to invest in first, but it's like, so I'm like trying not to do it so I don't get the itch and then I have to like store it and all that stuff. Anyway, the cool thing about renting a bike is that they're always, you get a brand, always get a brand new bike and it's always taken care of and you don't have to worry about storing it and putting on a tender and garage. And if you have the space for it, it's cool. But I need to get like a shed or something if I want to do that. Okay. Hog Wild. Papa Swole, in your upper days, do you feel like the first muscles you hit rob your subsequent muscles' performance, i.e. shoulder exercises, fatiguing tries before you hit them? Well, any exercise does. So the first muscles you hit, any exercise you do, you're always going to get less stimulation as a result of that. So exercise selection, not doing too much volume, not fatiguing yourself. So pushing to failure is going to zap you more. So you want to use failure sparingly. You go heavier, you can get great benefits and leave a rep in the tank and not fatigue yourself as much. So it's the volume. It's also the exercise selection. So on upper days, the first muscles, you want to prioritize whatever you do first. And like the first couple things you do, you want to prioritize. So if you're trying to prioritize chest, do that first. So if your tries are a priority, then train your tries before you do your shoulders. So the difference is what part of your shoulders you're trying to hit. So if you're trying to work more your anterior, do an incline press. You're going to get a lot of anterior deltoid work. Doing lateral raises isn't going to fatigue your triceps the same. Or you could do chest and then do your triceps and then do your lateral raises afterwards. So it really depends on how you're hitting and what exercise you're choosing. Usually what I do is I'll do chest, back, shoulders, and then bis and tris. So it depends. It depends. But on any workout, the first things you hit, on any workout, whatever you hit first, you're going to get the most stimulus from. You're going to be able to go the hardest. So whatever you're trying to, again, this is why I always say you can only prioritize like 2, maybe 3 body parts. Really it's kind of like 2, because you have upper lower day. What are you training first on that day? This is why I do my calves on a different day because I want to prioritize them too. So I do them on an off day. And then whatever I do on leg day first, that's going to be prioritized. Whatever we do on upper body day first is going to be prioritized. So whatever you train first period is going to take stimulus away from everything else. Hog Wild says, okay, just trying to avoid arbitrary volume. You should always be. In other words, junk volume. So I'm still not sure what you mean. Avoid arbitrary volume for what you said. Like when you do shoulders, if you're doing an upper body day, again, when I say this, an upper body day doesn't mean that you're hitting every single upper body part. It doesn't mean you're doing anterior deltoid, middle deltoid, posterior, traps, lats, chest, biceps, triceps, forearms. You're not doing everything. You'll be doing 20 fucking sets and it'll just be like, you'll be a zombie, too much fatigue. So if you're doing shoulders, what part of the shoulders do you need to develop on? Most people for their shoulders, they need to work on the middle deltoid and the posterior. Most people. So if you're doing an incline press, you kind of have the anterior figured out. You can just do a higher incline, but doing an incline press, you're going to get a lot of anterior deltoid development. So then you can lead before chest, you can do posterior deltoid, do a set or two of posterior deltoid, and then do your pressing. Because it's not going to take away from your chest pressing by doing 1 or 2 sets of posterior deltoid first in your upper body session. Kind of gives you a nice activation, a nice pump, and it might actually help you for your chest pressing. And you also don't need a lot of volume. So if you're doing two upper bodies, and you could do 2 sets of chest, 2 sets of back, 1 set of shoulders, 1 set of biceps, 1 set of triceps. Depends on how frequently you're hitting them. But again, if you want to prioritize your triceps, you could do chest and triceps and then do back. Triceps aren't going to take away from your back training. And if you're trying to prioritize biceps, you could do biceps first and then do your chest. Biceps, chest, triceps back. Again, remember, priority order, it matters. And which exercise you're going to be doing. So doing like a wide grip pull down is going to be different than maybe a rowing movement where you might get a little bit more of your elbow flexors involved. But again, if you're doing one set, like one all out set of biceps, it's not like, oh my God, now my biceps are so much weaker, I can't row. You're not doing like, people think of biceps, you're not doing 10 sets of biceps and completely fatiguing your biceps so much that's going to take away from a rowing movement. Again, but if that's your priority, then that's what you should do. Perfect, thanks. I thought a complete upper day was the whole gambit. I mean, it is if you're trying to do a complete upper, but an upper body day, like in other words, today's an upper day for me. So it's like, what am I trying to prioritize? What am I working for my upper? Maybe it's just chest and back. Maybe my shoulders and arms are so well developed, I'm just going to work on chest and back. It's still an upper day. That's just what I'm doing for my upper day. Or like, man, my triceps are still sore from last time. So last week, I did a tricep exercise a little bit differently and my elbows were I didn't like it. I did JM press and I kept my elbows a little bit higher and I didn't like it. My fucking elbows were so sore. Like the tendon, it still is a little bit. I don't think I'm going to skip triceps again today, but like I didn't even do it. So I did my upper body day, but I just didn't do triceps. I did chest, back, some lateral raises for the cables and biceps. So you could do one upper body day where you do chest, back, and shoulders. And then the next upper body day, you do chest, back, and arms, and you don't do shoulders. So it depends on the volume. So you can do a day. It's really the cumulative volume for the week. I think more frequency is better. I think doing chest, back, like one set of shoulders, one set of biceps, one set of triceps, and doing that twice a week is better than doing 2 sets and then waiting a week. More frequency is better. Edwin Lano, 316, Papa Soy, do you have tips on how I can develop more speed with power? Explosive training. Training heavy, but also doing explosive work. So to get like the speed of the muscle contraction, it's not just strength training, combining strength training with actually, explosive movements. You have to train power. You can't train power with just strength. Power is the force, but with a time component. So if you're doing a 1 rep max, that's not power. That's going to build strength, but it's a very slow rep, right? So the high force output, but very slow movement. So if you're training for power training, there's a lot of good programming out there. I'm not going to get into all the nitty gritty, but it's really training the speed of the repetitions. So you have to drop the weight. It can't be like a 1 rep max. But medicine ball work, explosive plyometrics, depends on what you mean. Like, how do I speed with power for what? Again, speed with power, that's so vague. Like for what? Playing soccer, you're playing basketball, you're doing football, like, and sometimes people want speed and power and they want to look a certain way. It's like they see someone with good physique and they're on Instagram, like, I want to be like that. It's like, well, what are you trying to accomplish, right? Speed and power for like, I don't know. You're an accountant. Like, you want to build muscle mass, but what's the application for that? Birthday. Which advice would you give somebody who starts to train except go to the fucking gym? Keep going to the fucking gym. Do the elimination diet. Go to swolenormousx.com, download the 7 pillars. A lot of people start training. Very few people continue doing it properly long-term and do it right. Dominique Payne, what supplements are worth taking for a newbie like me? Lifting weights. Creatine, electrolytes, magnesium, vitamin D, vitamin E, getting that from nutrition, beef liver, stuff like that, but glutamine with electrolytes. Mike Longmuir, 94, best tricep exercise for size growth. Pick a cable extension, whether overhead or down by your sides, like a standing tricep extension, 1 arm, cross cable, 2 arm, long rope, short rope. There's different ways to do it. Something that's going to hit the long head. So you could kind of do like pullover extensions with like a cable. So you're getting a little bit of like shoulder extension. They'll get a little bit of the long head. You could also do the long head down by your side. So some people have different arguments. I like overhead extensions, and a lot of times too, it feels good on my elbows. So find something that's really good with a cable extension that's going to hit the long head also. And then pick something that's more of like a medial short head. So some sort of like close grip, like a JM press or a close grip, like chest machine press, something like that. I like a Smith machine. JM press is usually like towards your face, keeping your elbows up. And I like the Smith machine, but keeping my elbows up like too close to my face really fucked up my elbows last time. I went a little bit too high, I think. So I'm just going to bring it down a little further. You just want to keep your elbows higher. So you want to bring your hands down to here because that just makes it a close grip bench, makes it more shoulder and more pec because you're not going to get as much elbow flexion. So keeping your elbows a little bit higher like this or up here depends on how your elbows feel. So a close grip bench is kind of like you're bringing your hands down here so you can see you're not getting as much elbow flexion. But if your elbows are more high, give me the fucking mic. Papa Soy, with the knowledge you have now, what would you tell your younger self if you had the chance? Oof. Buy Bitcoin in 2008. Not 2008, 2010. All right, let's get into some releases, right? Releases. Who's ready? All right, join the fam, swolenormousx.com. We went long on that. That's what she said. But you know, we sling the big D here. Drum roll. Ready for new releases?
What's in the box?
Yaz Beaches. Sweet potato hash with fried eggs. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Now available, swolenormousx.com. Soon I'm going to be able to say, hey, brand new releases, brand new recipes, now available. Download the Swolenormous app. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Can't wait to say that. By the way, hashtag SwoleFam for a chance to win today's Swole card. Very excited. Next one.
What's in the box?
Ooh, a teriyaki salmon. Teriyaki salmon. Okay.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10. We choose truth
All
over
right.
facts.
A teriyaki salmon. A salmon. First you like a sweet potato hash with a fried egg, and now you get the teriyaki salmon. You like, don't you? Hey, Miyagi, like very much. Hey, teriyaki salmon, Daniel-san. I always go to the Miyagi. All right, here we go. Very nice.
What's in the box?
Next one. Aye, prime rib, Daniel-san. Banzai, Daniel-san. Banzai.
You switch the samples.
I need to get that soundboard. I don't even need the soundboard. I got it myself. Fam, prime rib. Fuck yeah. Fuck you. Fuck yeah. Prime rib. Yeah. Get the prime rib. Teriyaki salmon. Sweet potato hash with fried egg. Yeah. And prime rib. There you go. There you go. Some fucking meat. Too many veggies. Excellent. All right. Featured classes. Featured classes. We are featuring this week Morning Flow 3 Express with Genevieve. We also are featuring Swollen 7 Core Round 5, Round 5, and back with Biceps Pump. More clapping. More clapping. I hit the clap button. Back with Biceps Pump. All right. We got those featured workouts. And yeah, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. But not only that, we got some new. Yeah. Oh my God. We got some new merch. We got some new merch, Yazbooshes. We got new merch. But before we do the new merch, we got a new yoga class. So we still have buy one, get one 50% off over at papasoy.com. So let's get into this. Any last minute questions, we'll take it. Let's move right along. Those new releases. New yoga. Who's ready for new yoga? You got shoulder problems? Someone said they had shoulder pain in the questions. We got a brand new express yoga class. Yin for shoulders. Number 4.
Boom shakalaka!
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Yeah. Brand new Yin for shoulders class. Very nice. Yin for shoulders number 4 express with Alex. Dope. Le dope. Le dope. Is le dope. Very nice. Le dope. Le dope. And guess what? It's number 4. This is so fucking crazy. It's like, wow, new class. Yes, yin for shoulders. Number 4. So the best part about this is that you could try the brand new class. Yin is for all levels. Express yin for shoulders, number 4. And then if you like that one, check out the other 3. Yin for shoulders 1, yin for shoulders 2, yin for shoulders 3. Or you look at this and be like, well, I've never even tried the first one. Go try the first one. Or try this one and go backwards. And the cool thing is when the app launches, you'll be able to create your own playlists. So you'll be able to create a shoulders playlist where you put all your favorite shoulder stuff. Or maybe all your favorite hips classes or your favorite recipes. You can create a playlist for anything. Your favorite Swolosophy. You can put a Swollen 7 playlist where you have certain ones in order that you like to do. You can mix and match all sorts of shit. So very cool. So yin for shoulders, numero 4. Numero 4. Hey.
He's on fire!
Inconceivable!
All right. I'm teasing you. Oh yeah, I'm teasing you. It's great. It's great. Trust me, no one wants the app released more than me. So I'm just going to keep on talking about it and talking it up. But like I said, I always said from the beginning, I said, what? End of the summer. It's September 23rd. It's 90. So people are like, it's the end of the summer. I got a message. Well, Papa, it's the end of the summer. Bro, it's like 90 degrees today in Florida. It's not the end of the summer. This is like peak summer. No joke. You think July and August? It's fucking hot as shit now. This is like we're still summer. I'm in Florida, so my idea of summer, it's like November. Don't worry, it's not going to be November. It better not be fucking November. No, it's 89 degrees today. It's fucking 90 degrees. Where's the real feel? It says feels like 91. Okay, 91 degrees. Summer is nowhere close to being over, so just getting started. All right, fam, guess what we got this week? Drum roll.
What's in the box?
Swole Fam Roundtable 77 Thursday, September the 26th. Another America.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah. Roundtable 77. 77. 77. So if you got questions, you're new to the fam, you want to talk shop, I'm telling you, we're there for 2 hours, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Zoom call, link is posted in your account when you log in. I text you ahead of time, but 6 to 8 p.m. Roundtable 77. Roundtable 77. So always awesome. So don't act like, if you're floundering or you're kind of stuck, look, if you're stuck and you're floundering, there's no excuse. We're literally here on the podcast every day. We got the accountability meeting every Monday at 12 noon. We got we have the Telegram. We're always there. We're always there, but you have to, no one knows if you're having a problem. No one knows if you're having a problem unless you speak up. So if you're just silently struggling, that's your fault. Seriously. It's your fault. So if there's something you need to work on or questions, show the fuck up. Adjust your schedule. Be there. Show up at 7:30. Oh, it's too late. I can't. No, fuck. Like it's at 6 to 8. Join in. Come up on stage at 6. A lot of times we do, and people kind of like hang around, and it's like you wait till the end to. Then don't wait till the last minute. 6 to 8 p.m. It's plenty of time. Be there. All right. Who's ready for new merch? Let's see in the comments. Who's ready for new fucking merch? Every week, of course, we have new merch. It's unbelievable. Buy one, get one, 50% off. Still amazing specials over there at papaswolio.com. Shameless plug as always, but we got some more holidays. We got some more holiday stuff. When I say holiday, I mean we got Halloween. Now, fam, I don't know what you guys do for Halloween. I don't know how you celebrate, but I think the best way to celebrate, you have to look festive, right? You have to look festive. So how do you decorate for Halloween, right? How do you decorate for Halloween? You get those fucking little, candy corns and stuff. You put up some orange stuff. What do you usually do for Halloween? What do you usually do for Halloween? What do people do? They get their pumpkins. right? They get their pumpkins out. They get their pumpkins out and they carve their pumpkins and stuff like that. So people do things like, right, what do? They call them, skeletons, skulls, right? Right, jack-o'-lanterns. They start like, making different designs and stuff. It's cool, right? Carve a pumpkin. Well, here's what I think you should do. Fuck your jack-o'-lanterns.
What's in the box?
We need a jacked-o'-lantern. A little American there, too. Brand new design. A jacked-o'-lantern. Fucking out of control. Look at those pumpkins. Look at those pumpkin gains. Look at those pumpkins biceps. Look at that shit. A jacked-o'-lantern. That's what I'm talking about. Boom. Brand new fucking merch. A jacked-o'-lantern now available in all your favorite designs, t-shirts, hoodies, sleeves, flags, mugs, stickers, tote bags, loose crop, fuck you, whatever. Whatever else we got. Awesome designs. You see the logo? Oh, best exercise for triceps. Fuck your triceps. There you go, right behind. There you go, little Swole logo in the moon behind. Jacked-o'-lantern. Let's go. It is awesome. That's impressive. Look at those biceps. Look at those pumpkin gains. Let's zoom in on the pumpkin gains. Hold on, can I zoom in on that? Look at those pumpkin gains. Look at the veins, bro. Look at the veins in the abs. Look at the detail. Look at those biceps. Fucking absolutely shredded. Shredded to the bone. So fuck your jack-o'-lantern. We're going jacked-o'-lantern. Awesome design. People are going to... This is going to be... What a great gym shirt for this year. Now, of course, like in Florida, it's hot as shit like that, but it's going to be funny. But if you're up in New England, you're up north where like it's fall and people really go all out. Like when people really go all out for Halloween. Down here in Florida, it's just a slut fest. If you're going somewhere like, oh, I get to wear a costume and it's 80 degrees on Halloween. So it's really nothing. It's just people go clubbing and stupid shit. But up north, people really get into the whole, because you get the leaves changing color. It's just a little bit more when you get into anywhere north of Florida. It's just... It's different. The more north you get, the more south you are. But Florida, like, Central Florida is different than South Florida and North Florida. It's all. Anyway. So if you really have the temperature change where it's like 40, 50 degrees, 60 degrees, cool. Everyone's drinking soups and teas and pumpkin soup and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sometimes it snows. It used to snow. I remember that shit. I grew up with the cool, it's like cool and cold and like windy sometimes on Halloween. Yeah, it's a whole different vibe. I can't get into the holidays or anything down here. As you grow up, sometimes you learn too much and you're like, I'm not into that shit anymore. But you have kids, they get into it. But since I moved to Florida, I don't give a shit. I can't fake it. And it's not like I was faking it before, but when you're up north and it's cold, it's just more Christmassy. It just feels like Christmas. And Halloween, it felt like Halloween. And I guess it's different if you grow up in Florida. Halloween is just that time of year. You're used to the weather. But growing up north and then moving to Florida, it's just the holidays just don't... Christmas, what are you talking about? It's 80 degrees. I'm going to get a pine tree and decorate. It's just... Santa's in a freaking Speedo. It's just hot. Like I see... Christmas lights down here. It's what the fuck is this? It's hot as shit. It's just, it doesn't have the same. Yeah, Halloween is skank day. Yeah, it's the same thing in stupid party shit. Yeah. Well, now trick or treating, it's like, is there fentanyl on my candy? It's like, just don't. Don't take any exposed cookies. So, anyway, but growing up north, yeah, you had like Thanksgiving and this. Down here, it's just hot. I mean, I like it. I like the weather. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I don't have that kind of, it just doesn't seem, when there's no season change really, there's no nostalgia. Just like, oh, I remember. But I feel like that you really kind of have to be in those climates to really appreciate this kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm not knocking it. I love it down here. I moved down here for a reason. I'm not fucking leaving. No way. Jacked O Lantern. The great thing is Mama Solia grew up down here. So like, she's like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like, so we're good. It's awesome. I'm going to go outside and roast my tits in 90-degree weather. I might slip a sack, toast my nuts a little bit. It's going to be great. All right. Very nice. Toast those nuts. Toast those nuts. Nuts. Jacked O Lantern. Buy one, get one 50% off. papaswolio.com. Jacked O Lantern. Great designs. Fuck me. What a great design. Fam. Now let's give away the Swole card. We'll wrap it up. Thanks for being here. Hashtag Swole fam. Falcon. Give it away. Give it away now. The churchy's looking cute. She's so cute. The church is looking cute. Hashtag Swole fam. Scroll. We got a winner. Hold on a second. Trying to screenshot. It's on Rumble. Cupcakes don't kill.
Congratulations!
I feel like he's won recently. They do kill. Fuck your cupcakes. Eat a goddamn steak. This pisses me off. It's like the underscores to piss off Papa. Cupcakes don't kill. I disagree. May as well change your screen name to Diabetes. The diabetes. Cupcakes don't kill. Yeah, enriched wheat flour. Fuck your enriched wheat flour. Okay, send us an email to sportsnormous.com, soulcard 3062 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. I should make fun of it because now you're like, haha, I'm keeping it. Cool. Great. Cupcakes and underscores. Hate them both. Cupcakes are literally the most overrated shit food. Of all those garbage foods, it's just the worst. Cake is so overrated, but cupcakes might be the most overrated shit. Just chalky and gross. Nasty. Super overrated. Yeah, fuck your cupcakes. New shirt. We'll do it for next week. Yeah, fuck that. Now I'm pissed off. New shirt. Fuck your cupcakes. Yeah, fuck your cupcakes. Cake's gross. Cupcakes are even worse. Cupcake is just, I don't know. Cupcake is just a slut muffin. That's really all it is. It's a slut muffin. I mean, muffins are bad, but it's just a slutty muffin. It's just gross. Literally a slut muffin. All right. I've ranted enough on cupcakes for one day. Just call them slut muffins. That's what they are. Silly fucking whorish muffins. Fucking slut muffin. If I say fuck your slut muffin, if I say that, people are gonna be like, hey, how do I make a shirt? Yeah, slut muffins. How do we make that a shirt? Fuck your slut muffins. People are gonna be like, people are gonna think it's like a sexual shirt. Yeah, but that's exactly what they are. Yeah, with a picture of a cupcake. Don't eat slut muffins. Fuck your slut muffins. Cupcakes are disgusting. That's true. You have a Swole sweatshirt. That's true. That's offensive. Now people are 3,062 episodes and all the videos. Now you're offended. He called them slut muffins. You choose that to get offended by. All right. It's offensive to sluts. Thanks for being here, Beaches. Enjoy those new releases. And go cop yourself a little bit of Jacked O Lantern over at papaswolio.com. Jacked O Lantern. Put a Jacked O Lantern flag outside your house for the holidays. Thanks for being here, Beaches. I crossed the line. Well, fuck your slut muffins. We'll see you tomorrow for 3063. And don't forget Roundtable on Thursday. Join us, swolenormousx.com. And soon, you'll be able to have the app Oh, you're sad. Oh. The app is not here yet. You forgot Florida has an endless summer. I said end of summer, and summer never ends. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you laid, that's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Our topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons.